Hi there, Gemini. This is KlaireeBerry here with the Gemini Horoscope for the 5th or 6th through the 12th of December. Hope you guys are doing well as we start out this month. So this could be for Gemini anywhere in your chart, especially your personal planets, your big three, or cusps and cross watchers. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. I love this because we just had our new moon and it was a solar eclipse. And that is definitely affecting us and setting us up not only for this week that we're talking about, but for the at least, half the year. So yeah, so very, very exciting. A lot of changes floating around. Let's see how that is affecting Gemini. So on the 5th and the 6th, we have Capricorn and the moon in Capricorn in the 8th house. And you might be, a little bit moody. You might be almost like entangled or kind of possibly annoyed with other people, like you've had too much. There's too much of other people's problems, other people's dramas sort of thing going on. And it's almost like you just, you're kind of right there. You're kind of like, again, entangled in some way. And it's probably making you, have some emotions as well. Don't neglect, always, you can do the shadow work for sure. It can help you. It can help you help others and kind of get through this with the least amount of harm, I guess you could say, possible. Okay. So I feel like this is a little bit of energy kind of, again, still hanging over from last week. Okay. But on the 6th, I do want to make a note. We have Mars sextile Pluto, and I think you're going to be feeling pretty ambitious about something about good food making. It's like doing and eating and experiencing healthy yet somehow like still exciting changes. It's like, it's almost like you're getting excited to get back to working out, or, making kind of again, maybe just a slight change or alteration in something that you do, the way that you act in some way here. That's kind of how that one's coming through. So on the 7th and the 8th, we have the moon in Aquarius in your 9th house. So you're probably going to be feeling, more like, if it's not actual traveling, yeah, it's like traveling through stories and books and learning about other people, getting lost in other people's minds, learning about different ways of looking at things, philosophy, the meaning of life. Look at all this like mental wondering energy. I love that. So definitely exploring, the oddities of life, different things that are going on out there that are so different from, again, the way that you live, just seeing the broader perspective. And on the 7th, we have Mercury square Neptune, and you're probably going to be a little bit imaginative and optimistic about some really close relationships that you have, like really close partnerships. You're going to be feeling good about these. Okay. And let's see. On the 8th, we have Mars square Jupiter. So there's some almost like impulsivity when it comes to taking care of yourself and others. But again, making sure this has to do with food. It's just like the very basics, your health systems, your health habits, could be work habits, but again, probably more like how you, it's like, I always think of it as like shopping, like planning the meal plan, and then maybe even like cooking up the plan, the what do you call it? Meal prep, it's like, it's the meal prep energy for sure. But it's like, again, you might be having impulses and having like intuitions, but it's also, be as strategic as you can about it and be smart about it, and you should get some good results there from some of that, again, planning and just good luck and good, know how, do how. So the 9th, 10th, and the 11th, we have Moon in Pisces in the 10th house for you. And so we might be looking further out into the future at your kind of status, where you're going, where you've been, taking it all together and saying, okay, in the future, I want it to be different than the past. I want it to be different than now. And, starting to kind of, especially think about, and maybe we're not so much as like making active changes right now, but we're, again, starting to think about, starting to get in the mood to kind of brainstorm and plan and, again, stuff not only for your future, but like how you're expressing yourself, how you're coming across, your image, your reputation, kind of what you want to do in life, you know, what you want to be, your contribution, and what you want to be known for. So yeah, on the 11th specifically, we have Venus is conjunct Pluto, okay? Venus conjunct Pluto, and we might be a little obsessive. We might be actually here, and you might be in a mood, honestly. Yeah, might be in a mood. We have a couple of aspects too that we have to consider on the 11th. But again, this our passion is just we're very, again, kind of getting obsessive about maybe something a little bit darker and deeper in our lives. There's some definite like transformation energy, some mysticism kind of coming through, but just really not afraid to be bold here. Kind of, I don't want to say obsessed with yourself, but just, it's like there's an emotional kind of spontaneity that you're just going to have to trust and go with. And again, if it takes you to a deeper, like a darker place, then I think, you know, you've got the stability and everything to go ahead and work with some of this energy. Let it transform you. Let it change you. You know, it's not going to be the deepest, you know, most crazy thing ever. But I think, you know, there's also maybe some analytics that you're just going to be able to pick up on this day through kind of working out and acting on your passions. So let yourself kind of, you know, I mean, it's like, obviously we don't want to get too crazy obsessed with stuff, but, you know, when it's got a hold on you and there's a reason, you know, and maybe some like overcoming of some emotions, you know, and showing yourself that, you know, you have this leadership and that you are secure over some of your emotions. But I think shadow work is definitely going to help you. Shadow work is making you feel that security, making you feel that power. And again, you might be really getting obsessive about certain things like doing the shadow work. So check out the playlist. It's so easy. I mean, if you're like me, I'm totally obsessed. I try to do it every day. And it's very easy. You can do it while you're driving. You can do it laying in bed. You can do it while you're cooking. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time and energy. You don't have to recuperate or anything like you might have to with the inner child healing. So again, check out the playlist. So yeah, so the 11th, we also have Mercury sextile Jupiter. So our learning, again, is on, yeah, this is so perfect. This is the card we pulled for Mercury sextile Jupiter, and it's learning, so swords, and it's like exploring these one-on-one relationships. So that's where the 2 comes in. So that's perfect. Your one-on-one relationships, your close partnerships, you know, you're trying to kind of keep those, again, kind of balanced. It's like, how can we learn how to balance them better? How can we learn how to just make everything better, be a better partner, understand each other better? Okay, so the conversations, the learning, the exploring within the partnership, also great. But again, shadow work gets you there. It gets you where you need to go as well. Shadow work helps us to kind of weaken our ego, and that's all we need to do in this life. It's just weaken our ego a little bit. Doing that for you, I think, is really going to create some massive changes long term. Again, this is just the start of this whole year with this energy, you know, coming through with this, with all of these eclipse season. So on the 12th, we've got Moon in the 11th house. And this is about, yeah, this is about like friends and hopes and dreams and plans. Again, like seeing the group, seeing the collective, your hopes for the world. That's kind of going to be where your mood is at. You know, you might be wanting to be with friends, but, or part of a group at this time. There's also, though, there's kind of, you might be a little bit down about your partnerships back to this day, or like missing, or almost like missing your partner, or, you know, like you're with your friends, but you're still kind of missing your partner, because there's, the sun is square with Neptune. And so again, that's kind of, again, maybe your mind is just off back with your partner while you're supposed to be having fun with your friends, and all your friends are doing is making you feel bad. Like, that's the energy. That doesn't have to be exactly what happens, of course, but just kind of be aware that that energy is there. Of course, it will affect everyone. Again, the partners, you know, the partners, the really close people in your life, I think, have really been like powerful in your life. They've been on your mind, you know, front and center, the importance, the focus throughout Sagittarius season. So that will remain. And, you know, it's almost like there's so much combining of this energy with your partners that you might be, you know, almost like changing to be like them, and like looking more and more like them, and sounding like them, and your mannerisms can be like them. And it's almost like it's okay, you know, to be this independent, to again do your own work. And, you know, watching those projections that you might be putting onto other people, including, you know, the closest people in your life. So really, our relationships are all based off of the relationship we had with ourselves. So again, kind of being open, learning, being open to the change, being open to the shadow work, different other practices, you know, that you might get into, like really just kind of ideals, again, kind of, especially on the 7th and 8th, kind of exploring different philosophies, different religions, different, you know, different ways of looking at it, and kind of, again, pulling back, zooming out, and accepting a little bit more love, you know, into your life, including to yourself, is going to really help with all the relationships in your life. So much love, many blessings. You got this. I think you've got like prayers and, you know, questions that are being heard and answered right now. So keep the faith, and, you know, stay on that even keel, and do the shadow work so we don't have any kind of upsets coming up and happening in our lives. It can definitely help with that. So take care. Much love, many blessings. I'll talk to you soon.